Opening. Beneath the quiet surface of ponds, marshes, and slow-moving freshwater lies a world that few people ever have the chance to see. It is a world where sunlight fades into shadow, Glück, where drifting plants become forests, and where even the smallest movement can mean the difference between survival and death. Hidden within this silent landscape lives one of nature's most remarkable aquatic insects, Glück. For most of its life, it remains almost invisible, blending perfectly with leaves, mud, and submerged vegetation. It rarely chases, it rarely wastes energy. Instead, it waits with extraordinary patience, Glück, allowing the world to come to it. This is Lethoceras indicus, the giant water bug. Although often overlooked, it is one of the most highly specialized predators in freshwater ecosystems, Glück. Every part of its body has been refined through millions of years of evolution, allowing it to hunt, breathe, swim, and survive with remarkable efficiency. To discover the secrets behind this extraordinary insect, Glück, we must first enter its hidden World One that has existed beneath the water long before most of us ever knew it was there.
Long before humans built cities or cultivated fields, giant water bugs were already hunting beneath the quiet surface of freshwater wetlands. They belong to an ancient lineage known as the family Belostomatidae, Glück, a remarkable group of true aquatic insects that has successfully adapted to life underwater for millions of years. Their history is written not only in fossils but also in the countless ponds, Glück, marshes, lakes, and slow-moving rivers they continue to inhabit today. The Belostomatidae are among the largest aquatic insects on Earth. Scientists have described more than 150 species, Glück, each shaped by evolution to survive in freshwater environments. Although they differ in size, color, and distribution, they all share a distinctive body design, a broad, Glück, flattened shape allows them to move efficiently through water and remain hidden against the muddy bottom. Powerful swimming legs propel them with surprising speed, while specialized front legs enable them to grasp objects with remarkable precision, Glück. These shared features reveal a common evolutionary heritage that has remained successful across an extraordinary range of habitats. Within this family, several genera have evolved to occupy different regions of the world, Glück. The genus Lethoceras includes the largest species, famous for their impressive size and powerful build. Other genera, such as Belostoma, Diplonicus, Aphasus, and Circaldia, Glück, have each adapted to local environments while retaining the same essential characteristics that define the family. Together, they demonstrate how evolution can produce remarkable diversity while preserving a highly effective body plan, Glück. The story of giant water bugs is also the story of water itself. Their distribution stretches across much of the globe, following the presence of freshwater ecosystems rather than political borders, Glück. Wherever suitable wetlands exist, giant water bugs have found opportunities to thrive. In North America, they inhabit quiet ponds, marshes, irrigation canals, Glück, and slow-flowing rivers extending from southern Canada through much of the United States and into Mexico. In South America, several impressive species occupy tropical floodplains, Glück. Forest wetlands and the vast river systems that shape the Amazon basin, one of the richest freshwater environments on Earth. Across Africa, giant water bugs are found in freshwater lakes, Glück, permanent marshes, seasonal floodplains, and slow-moving streams. Australia also supports native species living in wetlands, billabongs, and freshwater pools that expand and contract with seasonal rainfall, Glück. Although separated by oceans and continents, these distant populations share the same dependence on clean, stable freshwater habitats, yet the greatest diversity occurs across Asia, Glück. Stretching from temperate East Asia to the humid tropics of Southeast Asia, the continent provides an extraordinary variety of freshwater ecosystems. Seasonal monsoon rains replenish ponds and wetlands each year, Glück, while rivers, lakes, marshes, rice fields, and floodplains create an intricate network of aquatic habitats capable of supporting many different species, among them Glück. Lettosaurus indicus is one of the largest and best-known representatives of the family. This remarkable species occurs throughout much of South and Southeast Asia, including Vietnam, Glück, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Nepal, parts of southern China, and neighboring regions. Across this enormous range, it encounters different climates. Glück. Landscapes and seasonal cycles, yet continues to display the same specialized adaptations that have defined its lineage for millions of years. Each country offers its own unique freshwater landscape. Glück. In Vietnam, giant waterbucks inhabit lotus ponds, marshes, canals, flooded rice fields, and quiet lakes surrounded by lush vegetation. Glück. Thailand's seasonal floodplains and Cambodia's extensive wetlands provide abundant aquatic habitats during the annual monsoon. In Laos and Myanmar, they occupy forest pools, slow streams. Glück and sheltered backwaters where aquatic plants create ideal underwater refuges. Further north, populations living in China, Japan, and the Korean peninsula experience cooler climates and more pronounced seasonal changes. Glück. Even there, they continue to rely on freshwater ponds, lakes, and marshes that provide suitable breeding and feeding habitats throughout the year. Island nations such as Malaysia, Glück, Indonesia, and the Philippines contribute another layer of diversity. Tropical rainfall maintains countless freshwater wetlands where giant waterbucks occupy ponds, swamps, and sheltered waterways rich in aquatic vegetation. Glück. Although these habitats appear very different, they share several essential characteristics. The water is generally calm or slow-moving. Aquatic plants provide shelter and stability. Glück. Soft sediments offer places to rest and remain concealed. Abundant freshwater life supports a complex ecological community. Wherever these conditions come together, giant waterbugs have the opportunity to survive. Glück. Their remarkable distribution demonstrates one of evolution's greatest achievements, rather than becoming specialized for only a single habitat. Glück. The Belostomatidae evolved a flexible body plan capable of functioning in an extraordinary range of freshwater ecosystems, from tropical marshes to temperate ponds, from isolated forest pools to expansive floodplains. Glück. They have repeatedly adapted to local conditions without losing the defining characteristics of their family. Today, giant waterbugs remain important members of freshwater ecosystems across multiple continents. Glück. Their continued presence reflects the health of wetlands that support countless other species, from aquatic plants and insects to fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Glück. Every pond and marsh they inhabit represents part of a much larger ecological network that connects freshwater environments around the world. To understand the giant waterbug is to understand far more than a single insect. Glück. It is to recognize an ancient family whose survival has always depended on water that links continents, shapes landscapes, and sustains an extraordinary diversity of life. Glück. And now that we know where these remarkable insects are found, our journey can continue into the hidden freshwater habitats they call home. Successful species is shaped by its environment, and few insects demonstrate this more clearly than the giant waterbug. At first glance, it appears simple, a broad, flattened insect resting silently beneath the water. Glück. But every part of its body tells the story of millions of years of evolution. Each structure has been refined by natural selection, allowing this remarkable insect to survive in one of the most complex habitats on Earth. Glück, the freshwater wetland. The first feature that stands out is its body shape. Unlike many insects that have rounded or cylindrical bodies, the giant waterbug is remarkably flat. Glück. The streamlined profile allows it to slip easily beneath floating leaves, submerged branches, and dense aquatic vegetation. It also reduces resistance as the insect moves through water. Glück, making every movement more efficient while helping it remain close to the muddy bottom where it is naturally concealed. Its coloration provides another important advantage. Shades of brown, Glück, olive, and dark green closely resemble wet leaves, submerged wood, and soft sediments. Rather than attracting attention, the giant waterbug blends seamlessly into its surroundings. Glück. This natural camouflage is not simply a matter of appearance. It is one of the fundamental adaptations that allows the insect to live successfully in freshwater environments. Positioned on either side of the head are two large compound eyes. Glück. Each eye contains thousands of tiny visual units working together to create a wide field of vision. Instead of focusing on fine detail, these eyes are highly effective at detecting movement. Glück. In the often murky waters of ponds and marshes, recognizing even the slightest disturbance can provide valuable information about the surrounding environment. Between the compound eyes lies another important sensory system. Glück. The short antennae constantly gather information through touch and chemical signals dissolved in the water. Together, the eyes and antennae allow the insect to interpret an underwater world where visibility changes constantly with light. Glück, vegetation and suspended particles. Beneath the head is one of the giant waterbug's most distinctive features, the rostrum. This rigid, needle-like beak is folded neatly beneath the head when not in use. Glück. Although its remarkable function will become clear later in this documentary, even its structure reflects extraordinary specialization. It is a precise biological tool, perfectly integrated into the insect's overall body design. Glück. The 3 pairs of legs are each adapted for different tasks. The front legs are heavily built and fold tightly beneath the body, equipped with powerful claws that can close with remarkable precision. Glück. The middle legs provide balance and support while moving across submerged plants and muddy surfaces. The hind legs are broad, flattened and fringed with fine hairs that greatly increase their surface area. Glück. Acting like efficient paddles, they generate smooth, powerful strokes through the water with minimal energy. Living underwater presents another challenge entirely: the need to breathe atmospheric oxygen. Glück, unlike fish, giant water bugs do not possess gills. Instead, they periodically reach the surface and collect a thin layer of air beneath their folded wings. This trapped air serves as a temporary oxygen supply while they remain submerged. Glück, demonstrating another elegant adaptation to aquatic life. Although perfectly suited to the water, the giant water bug has never abandoned flight. Glück. Hidden beneath its protective forewings are large, membranous hindwings capable of carrying the insect considerable distances. This ability allows adults to travel between wetlands whenever environmental conditions change. Glück. Ensuring that suitable freshwater habitats can always be reached. Taken individually, each of these features may appear simple, but together they form an integrated design in which every structure supports the others. Glück, the flattened body, specialized mouth parts, powerful legs, efficient breathing system, and functional wings all work as a single evolutionary solution. They are not independent adaptations. Glück, but interconnected parts of one remarkably successful body plan. Before understanding what the giant water bug does, we must first understand what it is. Glück. Its anatomy is more than a collection of body parts. It is the blueprint of a species that has survived for millions of years by becoming perfectly suited to life beneath the surface of freshwater wetlands. A perfectly adapted body alone is not enough to ensure survival. Even the most specialized animal depends on an environment capable of supporting its needs. For the giant water bug, Glück. Survival is inseparable from the freshwater wetlands that have shaped its evolution for millions of years. Its anatomy and its habitat have evolved together, each influencing the other through countless generations. Look, the giant water bug thrives in calm or slow-moving freshwater rather than fast rivers or turbulent streams. Quiet ponds, marshes, lotus lakes, flooded grasslands, irrigation canals. Glück. And forest pools provide the stability it requires. These waters are rich in aquatic vegetation and organic matter, creating a complex environment filled with shelter, food, and opportunities for survival. Glück. Aquatic plants are among the most important elements of this habitat. Lotus leaves shade the water from intense sunlight, helping maintain cooler temperatures beneath the surface. Glück. Dense underwater vegetation slows water movement, reduces wave action, and creates countless hiding places among stems, roots, and leaves. To many animals, these plants are simply part of the landscape. Glück. But to the giant water bug, they form a three-dimensional world that offers protection throughout every stage of life. The muddy bottom is equally important. Glück. Soft sediments covered with fallen leaves and decaying plant material provide a stable surface where the insect can rest while remaining almost invisible. Organic debris continuously enriches the ecosystem. Glück. Supporting countless microorganisms and small aquatic animals that contribute to a healthy freshwater community, every layer of the wetland plays a role in maintaining ecological balance. Glück. Water quality is another essential factor. Giant water bugs are most commonly found in wetlands with abundant dissolved oxygen, diverse aquatic vegetation, and relatively stable environmental conditions. Glück. Healthy wetlands support fish, amphibians, aquatic insects, freshwater shrimp, snails, and countless microscopic organisms. Together, they form a complex web of life in which every species contributes to the stability of the ecosystem. Glück. Seasonal change is not a threat, but a natural rhythm to which the giant water bug has become remarkably well adapted. During the rainy season, expanding wetlands create new habitats connected by rising water. Glück. Fresh vegetation flourishes, aquatic communities become more diverse, and opportunities for dispersal increase. As the dry season approaches, water levels gradually decline, leaving only the deepest pools connected by narrow channels. Glück. Instead of resisting these changes, the giant water bug responds with flexibility. Adults are capable of leaving shrinking wetlands in search of new freshwater habitats. Glück. Hidden beneath their protective forewings are powerful flight wings that allow them to travel surprising distances, particularly after sunset when cooler temperatures reduce the risk of dehydration. Glück. This ability to disperse prevents populations from becoming isolated and allows the species to colonize newly formed wetlands after seasonal rains. Because of this mobility, giant water bugs are found across an extraordinary range of landscapes. Glück. A quiet lotus pond in Vietnam, a marsh in Japan, a flooded rice field in Thailand, a forest pool in Laos, or a slow-moving wetland in South America may appear very different, yet they all provide the same fundamental requirements. Glück. Calm freshwater, abundant vegetation, suitable shelter, and a healthy aquatic community. This close relationship between anatomy and habitat explains the remarkable success of the Belostomatidae family. Glück. Their bodies evolved not for a single pond or a single country, but for the universal conditions shared by freshwater wetlands around the world, wherever these conditions exist. Glück. Giant water bugs have the potential to survive and thrive. Yet, this success also reveals an important vulnerability. As wetlands are drained, polluted, or fragmented, the habitats on which these insects depend begin to disappear. Glück. The loss of aquatic vegetation, declining water quality, and the destruction of marshes and ponds affect not only giant water bugs, but also the countless species that share the same ecosystem. Glück. Protecting freshwater wetlands means protecting one of the oldest and most successful groups of aquatic insects on Earth. Their continued survival is a reminder that even the most perfectly adapted species cannot exist without a healthy environment. Glück. Evolution has equipped the giant water bug with extraordinary tools, but those adaptations only fulfill their purpose when clean water, thriving wetlands, and balanced ecosystems remain. Glück. The story of the giant water bug is therefore more than the story of a single insect. Glück. It is the story of the enduring partnership between life and water, a partnership that has shaped freshwater ecosystems for millions of years and continues to sustain an extraordinary diversity of life beneath the quiet surface of ponds, Glück, marshes, and wetlands across our planet. Quiet freshwater wetland may appear peaceful on the surface, but beneath the water exists one of nature's most complex and interconnected ecosystems. Every plant, every insect, Glück, every fish, and every amphibian plays a role in maintaining the delicate balance of life. Among them, the giant water bug is not an isolated creature. It is one thread in an intricate web that has evolved over millions of years. Glück. Freshwater wetlands are among the most productive ecosystems on Earth. Lotus ponds, marshes, slow-moving streams, floodplains, and shallow lakes provide food, shelter, breeding grounds. Glück and clean water for an extraordinary variety of organisms. Sunlight fuels the growth of aquatic plants. Those plants release oxygen into the water, stabilize sediments, and provide shelter for countless small animals. Glück. In turn, these animals support larger species, creating a continuous cycle of life. Beneath the surface, fish move through forests of underwater vegetation. Freshwater shrimp search among fallen leaves. Glück. Snails slowly graze on algae growing along stems and rocks. Dragonfly nymphs wait among submerged plants before transforming into the graceful insects that patrol the skies above. Glück. Frogs, turtles, water birds, and countless other species all depend on the same healthy environment. Within this living community, the giant water bug performs an important ecological role. Glück. Like many predators, it helps regulate populations of smaller aquatic animals, preventing any single species from becoming too abundant. Healthy predator populations contribute to stability. Glück. Allowing ecosystems to remain balanced instead of being dominated by only a few organisms. Predators are often misunderstood as destructive, yet in nature they are essential. By influencing the numbers and behavior of other species, Glück, they help maintain biodiversity throughout the ecosystem. Every successful wetland depends not only on the plants that produce energy, but also on the predators that help keep ecological relationships in balance. Glück. The giant water bug is also part of a much larger food web. While it may prey on certain aquatic animals, it is itself a source of food for birds, reptiles, mammals, and larger fish. Glück. No species exists in complete isolation. Every organism both influences and depends upon the lives of others. Wetlands provide benefits that extend far beyond the animals living within them. Glück. They naturally filter water by trapping sediments and breaking down organic matter. Their dense vegetation absorbs excess nutrients, improving water quality before it reaches rivers and lakes. Glück. During periods of heavy rainfall, wetlands slow the movement of floodwater, reducing erosion and protecting surrounding landscapes. In times of drought, they retain precious fresh water that supports both wildlife and nearby communities. Glück. These ecosystems also store significant amounts of carbon within their soils and vegetation, helping to regulate Earth's climate. At the same time, they provide breeding grounds for fish. Glück. Shelter for migratory birds, habitat for pollinating insects, and countless opportunities for scientific discovery. Although often overlooked, Glück. Healthy wetlands quietly perform ecological services that benefit both nature and humanity every single day. Yet wetlands are also among the world's most threatened ecosystems. Glück. Pollution, drainage, urban expansion, and habitat fragmentation continue to reduce the number of healthy freshwater environments. As wetlands disappear, the countless species that depend upon them lose the habitats they have occupied for generations. Glück. The giant water bug reminds us that protecting a single species is never enough. Conservation begins with protecting the entire ecosystem: clean water, healthy vegetation, natural seasonal cycles. Glück and connected wetlands allow thousands of different organisms to survive together. When the ecosystem remains healthy, every species has the opportunity to fulfill its role. The future of giant water bugs depends on the future of freshwater wetlands. Glück. Their survival is closely linked to the quality of the water they inhabit, the plants that shelter them, and the countless other organisms that share the same environment. Glück. Their story is ultimately a story about balance, a balance created not by one species alone, but by the interactions of many, as we look beneath the still surface of a pond or marsh. Glück. We discover far more than hidden wildlife. We witness an ancient community where every organism, no matter how small, contributes to the resilience of life itself. Glück. Protecting these places means preserving one of Earth's greatest natural treasures for generations yet to come. Thank you for exploring the hidden world of the giant water bug with us. Glück. If you enjoy wildlife documentaries, fascinating insect behavior, and the incredible stories of the natural world, we invite you to explore more films on this channel. Glück. Your support helps us continue creating high-quality nature documentaries that celebrate science, biodiversity, and conservation. Please subscribe and join us on our next journey into the extraordinary lives of the creatures that share our planet.